Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at HBAR, see what's going on, double checking this coin here. I actually have to zoom out in order to see the price action. So it's pretty awesome. Congrats again on those who got in with us at the 14-cent range. Just quickly congratulate our committee here. Again, we took some nice profits here on HBAR at, what was it, 84% on a 5x leverage trade. That was from 14 cents to, I don't know, somewhere in the 20s. But again, congrats on that. I just got to say thank you again for the excellent feedback. We got some really nice trading here going on. There we go. 14.1 is a rough estimate for our entry there. Nice exit there, Costas. Very well done. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the backend data here and double check some things. I do ask while we're loading this here for you to just quickly hit the like button, folks. Maybe even comment below. I can tell you what, it really helps a lot with the algorithm. And we're getting some really good views here for this coin too. Just kind of throw it out there. What, HBAR, what is it, 2,500 views? That's actually quite a lot for us. Generally speaking, most coins I trade probably, we have somewhere in the range of 1,000 to 2,000 views. That's definitely in the upper range. We got a lot of new traders here coming on board from HBAR as well. So welcome on board too. Let's quickly look at the backend data and work our way down here. So let's start with the 12-hour time frame. That's what this is here. Kind of letting us know specifically where we're at with liquidation levels. It's kind of sparse, but you can see some heavy concentrations at 30 to 30.3. Okay, so basically 30 cents is that round number of liquidation to the upside there where we have the most amount of shorts. Now, it isn't like super telling because sometimes when you look at liquidation, folks, it's just kind of an indication of roughly where the price action may go next based on just where people are just heavy in their position. So we kind of zoom here into this last 7 days. We can recognize that 30 cents again, and then what, 30.3. So basically 30 cents is that easy way to understand it's a heavy liquidation area to the upside. But it's not like a ton, right? Because you look here, we got a liquidation delta. This is upwards of about 500 million. That's actually quite a lot for HBAR, which means that we have a lot of people taking long positions and very few people shorting, or at least the amount of longs versus shorts is super high. So while we have liquidation to the upside, I don't think we're going to see a monumental push back up. Now, again, when I spoke about HBAR recently too, I was expecting the price to retrace a little bit further and then bounce, and instead it just took off straight from there. So again, that's why you want a dollar cost average, and I always have multiple entries when I send out my trades, because you got to kind of get some skin in the game when coins like this are running like they are. Okay, it can be difficult to go all in, but I can tell you at this point here, probably a little late for that, but on the same accord, dollar cost average wherever possible. Really the simple way to understand it. Let's quickly look at open interest for HBAR as well, because I'm mainly curious where everyone is the heaviest amount of positions here for us. And let's see if we can zoom in here. Looks like people are pretty heavy in the 24-cent range, as well as maybe secondary to that about 25 cents. Okay. So people got in on that last little leg up, which is awesome. Congrats again on that. Let's take a quick look, of course, at the back-end data and go from there, okay? Now, when we look at the, oh, sorry, I misspoke, the front-end data, because what we want to look at is the macro, first of all, and recognize larger time frame closes, as well as potential support levels, okay? Because when we look at these larger time frames, we can recognize at the price action, obviously we got a tremendous amount of volume last month. This month is also equally as strong. As far as price action is concerned, what we want to look at is some candlestick closures there, just kind of get perspective on where we might see some support for us, okay? Because again, on the monthly close, we saw 1, 2, 3 months where the price couldn't close above roughly 23.7. We'll round up and say 24 cents to make it easy. So if the price does pull back, it would make sense for the price to kind of consolidate there. And I know it seems kind of weird, like to think that, but that's just kind of like the mindset that people have from like a larger term time frame. They're thinking, hey, 24 cents is a good value. Okay, and especially when we're at 28 right now, a pullback to 24, we're probably going to see a lot of volume there. Anyways, moving averages don't tell us anything because we're on too large of a time frame. We're going to be above, in most cases, any kind of moving average. Same thing here as well with RSI. It is pulling up here. It's not even overextended yet. We don't even have a crossover 70, which is good. But we're getting closer to a resistance range 2 with a secondary swing upwards on stochastic. So these are all just generally favorable signs, folks. There's nothing really to say. The weekly is going to reflect the same behavior because it's such a strong month's worth of trading that we're going to have some skewed metrics here. And what I mean by skewed is just that, like we're going to have overextensions. We got stochastic RSI topped out, traditional RSIs above 70. These are all just extremely bullish signs. So when you look at potential for turnaround, you want to look at, you know, smaller time frames essentially in that regard. And let's take a quick look here. This is the weekly candlestick closures. Let's go ahead and put this out here. We can see this line as well. Oops, go ahead and pull that out. Okay, and what this is here, folks, if you zoom out, you can see a support there at 25.7 turned into a resistance level. So we saw a pretty significant amount of resistance at 25.7 as low as 24. Okay, I'm rounding down a little bit, but that's kind of like that range there. Okay, so we saw a lot of support and resistance there. And in turn, we're going to probably see those similar scenarios here as well moving forward. So I wouldn't be surprised if, let's get a little more specific, 23.7 to 25.7, that little range there holds very strong if the price pulls back. All right, cool. So now that we got that little preface there, we can kind of jump into the regular stuff and see what's going on. Now, again, overextensions are exactly that. You don't want to try to trade based, you know, try to trade into a reversal here until the top is actually in it. And it can be difficult to anticipate where the top is at, because a lot of times you want to look at continuations here, and we're only 4 days of continuation into this pattern here so far. All right, and again, as we can see here previously, HBAR doesn't really honor the traditional like overextension scenarios. In other words, it should have pulled back right here, but it didn't, and it should have pulled back right here, but instead it took off again, right? So that's all the more reason why you want to be very careful trading overextensions. Some people use it a lot, and I use it oftentimes too, but you got to take it with a grain of salt when you're in these kind of massive continuations here. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll post a playout chart in our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. It'll be a macro playout chart based on macro fibs. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but be on the lookout for that. That's on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. If we look here as well, we can see we're above 70 in the RSI. Money flow index is right there with it. As long as the MFI stays there, we're good, right? In other words, we got to be able to maintain volume like we're seeing here so far today, and that will allow for sustainability. So the likelihood of the price going higher than lower right now is greater because we have a lot of volume above the local average, okay? And that's really a really good sign. So the daily time frame, again, going to be bullish, a big surprise, right? When we look at the 4-hour time frame, this is where things get a little funny. And this is where you can start to see some better continuations or better patterns here. In other words, we take a look at the price action, we can see it has respected the 9s. In other words, it'll become overextended and pull back. This is smaller time frames though, folks. Again, from a bigger perspective, it's really hard to see. But in the 4-hour time frame, we can see every time we hit a 9 NT sequential, we'll see somewhat of a pullback. These may not seem like large pullbacks, but they're pretty substantial. About a 12% correction here, and then roughly from top to bottom, we're looking at about a 25% correction there. Again, these are ballpark figures, folks, but just to understand here, when we hit an overextended state, it's consistently pulling back on smaller time frames, okay? However, we have a contradiction here, right? We're overextended right here and the price pulled back or continued higher without pullback. So what does that mean for us? Well, generally speaking, when you see 2 9s in a row, which we aren't there yet, but hypothetically we got this guy here and this guy here, the likelihood of pullback becomes greater. So I would be remiss if the price didn't retest this 25.7 to 23.7 first before it continued back up, right? Again, that's just kind of the general consensus of how things are supposed to work. Do coins like this always work out the way they're supposed to? No. But the truth is, it's an extremely bullish situation. Until we come back down under 70 in the RSI, you do not consider selling your position, okay? So again, whenever I talk about, you know, continuations or retracements, whatever, when the price action is doing what it's doing right now, it's doing very well for itself. And the overall sentiment is when the RSI stays above 70, you consider holding your position open. When it closes, when it comes back down below, that's when you consider closing. So even if the price were to pull back a little further and let the RSI taper off, it's still safer to keep your position open because it could leg up again versus the other way around. Okay. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well, I apologize, but I generally like to recommend that you wait until the RSI crosses back under 70 before you consider securing profits, okay? And again, if you see here, Bitcoin had just a pretty significant little correction there just a moment ago, and HBAR didn't really even sneeze at that, okay? So awesome stuff. Definitely worth you know, keeping your position open. I do like to recommend adjusting your stop loss higher. So a lot of times the best practice would be to put your stop loss maybe in the 22, 23 cent range, just below the local low, to ensure that if we do cross that threshold later, you still walk away in the green, right? But between now and then, there's no indication here that you want to close your position or short into this. It doesn't make any sense. You're better off waiting for a long in this support range here, and that's the better consideration. Okay, so again, just to reaffirm and reiterate, as parting words here. 23.7, 25.7, that's that solid little support range here that we want to kind of pay attention to, okay? So again, is this a perfect thing? No, but it's certainly looking pretty favorable in the overall sense, and I do think HBAR is here to stay. So really cool stuff. Anyways, congrats to everybody who was in on that long position with our community, and more importantly, thank you so much again for just being an amazing part of my life. HBAR, folks, the HBAR community has been super constructive, super positive, and I'm getting a tremendous amount of views from it, which is exciting, of course, but it's exciting to actually see this get in front of more people so you can learn best practice and not be just kind of an idiot trader. No offense to anyone who is an idiot trader. I've done it plenty of times myself before, but the truth is you got to learn from your mistakes and continue to grow, right? That's what we're here about. That's what I'm here for, and I'm all about, is to make sure that we learn and grow together. So if you want that for yourself, cryptocash.tech is a site, link down below. Make sure you check out Bitunix too, folks. Amazing deposit reward bonus this month. Last month we had like a $60,000 prize pool. It's a really cool situation. Congrats to everybody who qualified. That was the top 20 traders there. But no KYC or VPN, folks. These guys are awesome. Make sure you use my link so you can benefit from any future trading competitions. I'll post our playout chart here shortly on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you soon.